and what can he bring to your lineup?
Well, you know, he's a power play guy. He's got a big shot. We want more shots on the power play, especially. So we think that he can help in that aspect. I think that you know, he's been on that cusp for a while. I know that he was in the Florida organization before I got there and wanted to have more time at the bigger club, and that was the reason why he left there. And you know, there's a relationship with Steve Spott, and he knows him. He knows that he can bring the certain facts in those areas.
Are you surprised that he hasn't been called up sooner than this?
Well, I don't know. I mean, we just got him, but you know, I know that he's capable of playing at this level. His strength is on the offensive side and shooting pucks, and I'm assuming that the areas that have kept him out of it have been on the defensive side. So he's a guy that's enthusiastic. He's happy to be here. He's excited, and that enthusiasm is something we relish.
Joffrey's admitted he's going through a bit of a funk here offensively, and it wasn't just last game. What can he do? Do you see in his game where he can improve?
Yeah, he's just got to simplify it. I mean, he's a pro, and he sees things that sometimes different than the way I see it. So, you know, we talk, we go through it. He's going to go right back out there and going to get the opportunity to work himself through it. I mean, that's what guys have to do, and veterans are different than maybe a guy on the fourth line. I mean, he's a guy that we need. We expect a lot out of, and you know, he's going to work his way through it. But he's got to simplify things, and you know, he's has a tendency the last few games to turn some pucks over and not shoot the puck as much as he needs to, because he's got a very good shot, and he's just got to simplify things for us.
What do you like with the way the Flames have put together their season this year?
Boy, they've done a great job. I think Bob and that whole crew and the whole coaching staff up there, the young guys, they're very explosive. I watched their power play as of late, and especially against the Ducks. They scored 3 power play goals. I mean, and they're all just moving pucks. There was no set plays. I mean, they're very capable of making something out of nothing. The little Gaudreau guy has been very spectacular, but Monahan is a heck of a player too. I mean, they've got some veteran players there that are doing some really good things. They're pushing for the playoffs and being in that area for a reason. They've all gelled. They've all come together. They work hard, and you know, we're going to have to make sure we're ready.
Can you learn something from the way they've done it?
Absolutely. I think that, you know, we're going to have to, you know, have that kind of direction. That I think that they've done some really good things, losing their best defenseman, their captain, and you know, they're still fighting for it. I mean, there's real positives there, but the room is solid, and there's a lot of character there.
You got to like your character on that third line. I looked at their numbers this morning: 12 shots on goal and 10 of 13 draws. I mean, possession and attack, they were all over it.
Well, I think that Boother's been continually doing a really good job. He's so powerful. You know, we talked to him about not taking some penalties because he's so strong and in the offensive zone, but he's creating a lot. He's taking pucks to the net. Smitty's been very responsible for me. I feel very comfortable with him taking draws. He's really solid. He bears down. He's smart. Mm-hmm. He may be my most reliable guy as far as on the defensive side. And you know, Leo, you know, brings that grit and that intensity, and he finishes that. That's a line that can, you know, I can feel comfortable at times to play against anybody. So that's been a really good job, and we need that. We need that out of other lines that are going to push and create some momentum for us when we have bad shifts, when we have moments during the game where we need the momentum to change. It seems like that line seems to be capable of doing it.
What was the interaction like with Kadri out there today?
It was good. I mean, he knows where he is at, and he's going to work hard and get prepared to when his next game, and that's part of being a pro and part of being mature.
You don't feel it's a distraction at all to the other guys at all?
No.
On a personal level here, how have you been able to keep your wits here through the last couple months?
You know, there's tougher things that have happened than these things. You know, people have gone through some pretty wild things in the world right now, and you can see things happening across the world. Those things are real, and people with illnesses and cancer and different things, those things are real. We just have to kind of give ourselves a reality check sometimes and realize that we're playing a game that we love, and we're going to work as hard as we can, but it's not it's not what the reality that some people face, and it's a lot tougher somewhere else. So you always look at somebody else's situation and say it's worse than yours. So, you know, just get your chin up and keep going forward.
Had I taken you aside on the first day of camp and said, I'm going to lay out all these things here, and let me get your reaction and laid out exactly the way this year has played out, both on and off the ice. But what would you have said to me in return?
Take a hike. You know, nobody expects or wants to go through a losing situation. Now we're retooling our mindset and getting ourselves prepared for the future, and we're working hard to prepare ourselves for the next game and how we want to approach every day. And we have to, the mindset and the work ethic and the culture that Calgary has is those are the things that everyone has to buy into, and that's what we're working for.
Are people around the hockey world texting you and emailing you and calling saying, what the heck is going on in Toronto?
You know, they kind of send a lot of texts. I get a lot of messages from different people and acquaintances and peers that I have around the league and different places and in town. But you know, it just kind of knows that people are there and they have their back and so forth. So you just kind of roll with it. You know, you can't always pick what the situation is, but you can pick on how you work with the situation. You know, you can have a good attitude or you can have a bad attitude, and sometimes I have a bad attitude with you guys, but I try not to.
Not often. Do you feel like your patience is wearing a bit thinner? You don't have as much lately because quicker to maybe split up the JVR Kessel line this week, the benching loophole?
I think every week it kind of changes a little bit depending on what back-to-back situations happen and where you are, and that's human nature. And you know, you have to kind of take a step back and you approach it again differently maybe the next day. So hopefully, you know, I can keep an even keel.
I wanted to ask you one more on Lupo because you mentioned that he was thinking maybe he would get a shot more to redeem himself later in the game because the mistakes he made were so early. Did you think about getting him back in there, or was it you really wanted to hammer home the message, or things were starting to go well so you didn't want to make a change with the lines?
Well, we put him back out there on the power play in the third period to do it, and he had that. But you know, you kind of have to go with what you think and be fair to what I think is going on during the game. And you know, there was an opportunity, and you know, I'm not like mad at Joffrey. You know, he's a player that's he's one of the leaders on the team, and he's going to work himself through it, and he's going to get an opportunity tomorrow night to prove everybody that he's what he's capable of.